And God will put us in situations to test us. If we're harsh, critical, complaining, condescending, we have to take the test again. We have to go around the same mountain. Don't do like they did and go around that mountain for the next 40 years. Next time you're tempted to say something that you shouldn't, pause for a moment. Under your breath, God, help me to control my mouth. Help me to keep my lips sealed. If you'll be slow to speak and ask God to help you, you'll start passing these tests. As you grow up, God will release more of the inheritance that belongs to you. You will see more of His favor. But the point here is you can't be critical and make it into your promised land. You can't be disrespectful to Moses, to the boss, to your spouse, and become all you were created to be. That's why Proverbs says life and death are in the power of the tongue. Are you speaking life over your future, or are you speaking death? One time Moses' sister Miriam didn't like who Moses was about to marry. This young lady didn't meet Miriam's approval. She was an Ethiopian girl, came from a different nationality. Miriam started talking bad about Moses, stirring up trouble, sowing discord. It's interesting, the scripture says that God heard Miriam being disrespectful. He heard her hurtful, critical words. And all of a sudden, Miriam was stricken with leprosy. Her skin became as white as snow. Leprosy was contagious. She immediately had to leave the camp. And it will help us to have the right perspective when we remember that God hears what we say. He hears when we bless people and when we curse them. He hears when we encourage, compliment, push them forward, and when we're harsh and disrespectful. Isaiah said, we will eat the fruit of our words. This means if you sow disrespect, you'll reap disrespect. If you sow discord, sarcasm, judgment, you'll reap those things. But when you sow kindness, compliments, encouragement, mercy, then people are going to be good to you. Our son Jonathan had a birthday last week, and he was away at college, and I sent him a text early that morning, wishing him a happy birthday and telling him how proud I am of him. I went to my office to start preparing my message for this weekend, and I went over notes for a couple of hours, but couldn't seem to get any clear direction about what to share on. Usually something will jump out at me, but nothing seemed inspiring. It felt kind of dull. And then when I came across these notes of taming the tongue, I knew that's what I was supposed to share. About 10 minutes later, Jonathan sent me a text back and said, thanks, Dad. You're the best dad in all the world. And said a few more kind things about me and ended by saying, I want to be just like you. And it's amazing how those few sentences breathed new life into my spirit. I felt a lifting, a new strength, a new joy. I went from being stuck, this is hard, nothing is coming, to being excited, passionate. Ideas started flowing, creativity, all sparked from a few kind words.